Dairy Queen Doug, known as Dougie Fresh. Doug is actually in the studio with us, so you can put a face with a voice and see all the good stuff he does on the newsletter and for us on social media. Doug, this week in the newsletter is pretty interesting. You've got a feature story here that is coming out of Oregon, which doesn't surprise me with all the left-wing crap that place is generating. They're trying to criminalize hunting and trapping. Yes. What's up with that?
Yeah, and I saw this and I thought, oh my God, I can't believe what I'm reading here. Up in Oregon, it's a petition IP 13 that, in summary, is designed to criminalize farming, ranching, hunting, trapping, pest control, and killing of animals for any reason. I just blew me away.
Any reason? Okay, I get the hunting and the fishing part. Criminalize farming and ranching. Okay, so farms historically don't have animals necessarily raising for consumption, but pest control, does that mean you can't trap a mouse?
I guess rats. I mean, you name it.
There are lots of street rats up there, and
possums and whatever.
I'm talking about pests like Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, one of the things that caught my eye in this article, Don, is it's a list of activities that essentially, listen to this, constitutes sexual assault of an animal.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what we're talking about here, but by the same token, it goes beyond the realm of understanding.
Is this a trickle-down effect from Lloyd Austin with gender fascination? And,
I would assume. We're talking
confusion?
About transgender animals or what? I don't know. I have no idea what the details of this. It's hard to understand.
You have to be careful these days. That big buck that I harvested last year very easily could have identified as a doe that day.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Wow. So anyway, moving right along, I'm not surprised the crap coming out of Oregon. It just doesn't surprise me at all.
Right.
Around the nation, we've got a little bit of stuff on Utah, Michigan, Arizona, Montana.
Specifically Michigan, every once in a while I catch these items, especially out of Northern California and some in Oregon. Now in Michigan, they are removing some dams to restore the natural waterways. And I say good for them.
Well, yeah, good for them. But let me ask the motive. Is this, there's always a motive behind what we're seeing, regardless of what it is. There's a motive, either good or bad or otherwise. What is the motive behind this? Or is Michigan turned left? Or are they going green?
I think it's more about the green issue. If you had to ask me, the purpose, but by the same token, I think the DNR up there is looking at the effectiveness of how fish get upstream to spawn, and they're not able to do it with these small. And these are
that's
small
one
dams.
thing, and I hope that's the case. We got the whack jobs here in Arizona. I've had them here for decades, wanting to unplug the Glen Canyon Dam,
right?
To drain the water, thus in Meade, thus down into Mojave, Havasu, on into the trickle going into Mexico. They're about to get their way, and I hope they're damn satisfied, and because they're going to pay the price now on water. They're going to pay the price on lack of hydroelectricity going to Nevada, Arizona. You guys get some of that over in Utah.
Oh yeah,
and into California. Yeah. So we're basically we're out of cheap water. We're going to be going to desalinization plants for water that's going to be very costly. And so when you left-wing wackos turn on your light, good for you. Yeah. Get your checkbook out like everybody else, you bunch of bastards.
Right. Things are going to change.
Oh, yeah.
No question about it.
Golly.
And we keep tabs on our website. We keep tabs on this water issue between Powell and Meade.
It's about over.
And in a month's time, it drops about a foot every month. It's like about 1.6 feet. So sometime early 22, get ready.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, you had mention of a going back to Michigan, a huge winter bass, a smallmouth caught on a fly rod by a gentleman
Yeah.
that was out there braving the
This is up on the Manistee.
sub-zero weathers, I might
Oh,
add.
that was a beautiful smallmouth he caught
Oh,
too.
it's huge. Yeah,
But he loves it.
Absolutely.
That's what he does.
Okay.
So
Some further notes: hunting in Indiana, and guys having a boat issue. Guns and ammo. I saw this for the first time in another article that I was reading. This 10-point nitro 505 fastest crossbow ever. About a month ago, you highlighted one that was 496 feet a second, shooting a 100 grain bolt in 25 grain broadhead.
well, this nitro takes you over 500.
Yeah, they're consistently 505 feet a second. I don't see. I'm going to have to dig down in here and see how heavy the bolt and broadhead that they're shooting, but that's pretty damn fast. What's the price point on this? Did you discover that by?
I saw it, and I think it's around $3,000,
Yeah,
something like that.
I can't remember the name of the other one.
I don't either off the top of my head.
It was a $3,000 bill plus your bolts and broadheads and some other.
Well, it shows the escalation of technology on the bow side.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely it does.
if you're
Well, we're looking at stuff happening here in Arizona. We're looking at it's not just Arizona; it's across the board. Where you have archery hunting for big game deer and elk and what have you. The success rate is absolutely amazing, and you can tie this back to the technological advances in compound bows, the draw system, the firing system, the sight systems. There's computer operated. You got a little chip in it. You put the optic sight on your quarry. Push a button. It calculates the distance and will give you the pin to put on your acquisition and drop the hammer. And most of these guys are not shooting fingers; they're shooting releases, and the releases are extremely smooth, so you don't really get it. It's just one thing after the next, after the next, after the next. So,
well, later in the newsletter, I talk about a Zeiss imaging camera. And so the point here is, just like with trail cams, technology keeps advancing, and like with trail cameras, there's some old school that don't want to do this kind of stuff. They want to go back to the old ways of hunting.
Well, that's fine. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But if you do it using this advanced technology, I believe that through the various states and rules and regulations and common sense of fair chase, it needs to be managed.
I agree.
Because we have a scope in the family who it belongs to shall remain nameless. It's a Sikorsky Gen 2 that has an app, a phone app, and when you engage all the buttons, it will calculate the distance, the wind speed, the drop of the particular bullet or round that you happen to be chambering that day, and give you a firing solution on whatever it is you're about to pull the trigger on. Yeah. It's about a $5,500 deal, but does it belong in the field under fair chase? I don't think it does.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I don't have one, and I'm not going to have one. It's $5,500 for a scope's not in the budget.
Well, moving right along, Don. Over in northern New Mexico, trail camera, speaking of trail cameras, picked up a lion stalking and killing a bighorn ram.
Oh, my goodness.
It was fascinating. It's fascinating video just to watch that. If you get squeamish about that kind of stuff, then I would recommend you not watch it.
Wow.
Now, moving on. I'm going to say 3 or 4 weeks ago, I reported on a reward that was posted, for a bunch of wolves that were poisoned up in Oregon, and this was called the Catherine Wolf Pack. Well, that reward went from about 30,000 up to 50,000 now. They really want these people. There's several.
Okay, who's posting the rewards?
Well, there's several different organizations that are doing this. Okay, the current from the, and I don't know where they came from, but there's $1,000 from the Oregon Hunters Association, and the bulk of it is coming from, I think, the DNR. I'm not sure exactly.
Well, if you get a chance to research that,
I will.
Curious to know where the money's coming from.
You bet. And we'll report on that next
Yeah,
week.
because most of the time the wolf lovers and the proponents of having a wolf in every backyard, they're not real good about putting their money where their mouth is.
Well, I understand that part of it, but to go out and purposely poison and kill 2 female and 3 male wolves is just unconscionable.
I've got a problem with that, quite frankly, and that sounds kind of strange coming from me. I am not a proponent of wolves in any fashion, but they need to be properly managed by
Play by the rules.
Wildlife management authorities,
Right.
and not by indiscriminate killing such as this. We have a move here. I think you're going to see more and more of this here in the Southwest. We have an overabundance of feral horses that aren't properly managed, along with feral burros. And we have wolves that have been introduced into northeastern Arizona and New Mexico. They're creating problems. The authorities are managing them as best they can, but what we're all seeing is a very quiet, clandestine. I didn't know what to call it. A clandestine management movement, and it's unfortunate the authorities don't get it, especially like the Bureau of Land Management. I don't see anything good coming out of Tracy Manning Stone's stint as head of the BLM. They need to take care of those horses. They know it. They're inundated with them. You guys have an abundance in Utah. Nevada is, I'm going to call that ground zero for horses. We've got a bunch. In fact, the stuff that we were seeing down in the GMU 39 in a very isolated place, there was a herd of somewhere between 45 and 50. And the damage they do to the water is one thing, but they're also infecting the fields with Bermuda grass, mesquite, other invasive species. The seeds don't get digested, so when it comes out in horse biscuits, and they're in the field, guess what? You just planted invasive species in the farmer's field that he's got to deal with, and there's another mood. Are they getting tired of dealing with it? Yeah, they are. So, anyway, what else?
That's about it today. Newsletter. So, sign up for our newsletter, folks. A lot of good information goes out there.
Okay. Are you going to have any of the border issues in the newsletter as it develops?
Yes, I will.
Okay, good news. All right, hey, that's it for us. Doug and Dawn here at huntingfishing.com, iHeartMedia, Fox Sports, 910 in Phoenix, broadcasting on the 99.9 FM HD2. Hey, follow us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and if you get a chance to tune in. And if you use podcast, iHeartMedia for your podcast of huntingfishing.com.